Hello everyone, this is my second reaction video for the plays we read. This one is going to be Over Far Away by Carol Churchill. I'm just going to get right into it. If you've seen my last video, which I will, I'll put an annotation of my Cloud9 discussion, because I really didn't like Cloud9. So I did not have high hopes for this one. I started reading it. I really liked it. The first act or scene, I'd say scene because it's only like a 25-minute play, maybe shorter. The first scene I really liked. It intrigued me. The dialogue was a little sketchy. I felt like, and I can go for the entire show, in my mind, that I felt like the dialogue actually got a little worse and then a little better. The middle three acts, I felt like the dialogue was just done by a middle schooler. But I really liked the first act, or scene. The second through fourth scene, 2, 3, 4, where she's making hats, I didn't mind. I could see a connection with the first one in a way that I feel like Joanne believes everything she hears. There's the moment when she's asking her aunt all these questions, Harper, about what the uncle does in the shed, and she just keeps asking these questions, but she keeps taking in the answers as if, like, oh yeah, I believe that. Same with the other three, with her and Todd. I feel like she just kind of takes in everything that she's told without a grain of salt. Like she believes it. And I definitely think that applies to the very last scene, because I feel like they really just believe whatever they're told. And I guess that goes along with the theme of the propaganda. I read somewhere that, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. The main theme of Far Away is fear. I really didn't get that at all. I did not see in any way, besides the last act, how fear drove the characters in their decisions. Like, I didn't see it at all. I didn't even think that was a theme until it was brought up in both the test and that article that I read about the theme. But yeah, so I really liked the first scene. 3 middle scenes were okay. I felt like it was getting a little, it was losing me. And then by scene 5, it lost me completely. Like, I really hated that last scene. And we talked about this, how Carol Churchill's works become shorter. I think when she is writing a single play, the quality of the play slowly decreases as the play goes on. Because Cloud9, I like the first act more than the second act. Same with this. I felt like it just got worse and worse. Now, Cloud9, people argued about, oh, what made you think? This made me wonder in a couple of the acts. Though it didn't make me think. It didn't leave me like, oh, I learned a lesson. Oh, I'm totally confused. Instead, it left me with the thought of, that ending sucked. And I no longer like this. I'm gonna go pick up Bug and read that instead. That's just, there was no real consensus. There was no plot. There was no overriding character thing. Like, Joanne changed drastically throughout her 3, areas: the factory, the home, and the home at the end. I didn't see anything develop except maybe at the end of scene 4 with Todd and her getting a little flirty. That was the only thing I saw develop, because you see them get married. But that was it. I didn't learn anything. I wasn't left with questions. I was left in more of an angry, not wanting to read it again. And because of this play, I might never read another Carol Churchill work. She's had 2 bad ones for me. But, as I said about Bug, Tracy Letts I liked it, so now I might read August Osage County. It's just, that's, once you read a couple bad works, if you read one Shakespeare play and you don't like it, you don't understand it, you're not going to read anymore unless you have to. I didn't have high hopes for this. It ended up being a little better. Actually, it ended up, in my mind, being a lot better than Cloud 9 until that last scene, and then it just threw it all away in the trash. Of course, these are kind of going off more specific questions and on topic about the dystopian vision. At the very end, it's kind of given that everybody's at war, and everything is at war, and every unity, and every physical property you can think of is at war. Stupid. So yeah, that's a pretty given one, that there's a dystopian. It's not like a happy vision. Even in Acts 2 through 4, when the whole putting on the hats of the prisoners and then whatever one wins, that left me wondering. That left me intrigued about that whole process. But the war, no. Definitely not. In terms of number 4, using language to shape the vision, I really felt this dialogue was pretty bad. Are you cold? No. Do you want a drink? I think I am cold. That's easy enough then. There's an extra blankets in the cupboard. Is it late? 2. Are you going to bed? Do you want a hot drink? No. That's not even like Bustown. Bustown at least has a purpose behind it. These people are just... It's just poorly dialogued. Like, beyond belief. The end, surprisingly, the one thing I did like about the end is that the dialogue actually made sense. Yeah, they said really bizarre things, but at least it didn't like, back and forth thing. It was just, let's see, what else? I guess the first scene touched about torture. Honestly, when I first read it, the thing that came to my mind was that Harper was lying, and that the uncle was kind of just a killer, and they were trying to make her okay with that. And I like that thought. And if he was torturing, that's at least it intrigued me. What are we to make of this world in which the animals have joined the war? Well, at that point, when cats and birds and deer, those deer, and chainsaws and hairspray and dentists, when they all join the war, is when I check out. I didn't even want to think about the world that this was in because of that. I've read some really weird stuff. Lots. Chainsaws, killing Norwegians, children under 5. It's just... And I guess that kind of goes into discuss the children. Like, children were, children under 5. And then the fact that the child... It's like there is no childhood. If I can compare this to a show that I love, The Walking Dead, the childhood is over. They're in this world where they have to grow up really fast, and then they have to survive. And they have to do things cautiously. And that, both Walking Dead and this world, I could see some parallels. Comparisons between this book and Cloud 9, I didn't like them. And everything else I said about the pacing. But yeah, this is not my least favorite play I've read this entire semester. I'd have to give that to Cloud 9. Would I? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I'll do it. I don't know. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's it. I don't care if you agree or disagree with me. It doesn't matter. After Cloud 9 was done, when most of the class was like, that play confused me, And I talked to some people tonight after our show, the directing, principles of acting, whatever, shows. The people I talked to also did not like it, due to that ending. We were all in consensus that the first several scenes were great, or at least intriguing, and then the last one just was terrible, and it ruined. This would have been great even if she would have just left it acts 1 through 4, left out that last scene, or altered it greatly. I would have liked this. Actually, this would have been a really good one. That last scene threw it away. So, say what you want. I really don't care. And I will say this. I would actually be tempted to put this on stage, to try to direct it, to see what I could do with this, because I would like to work with the first 4 scenes, and then see what I could do with that last scene. I don't know how I would do it, maybe make it kind of comedic or something, because it's way too far-fetched, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know, I rambled. Subscribe, like, do whatever. Finals are coming up, I'm too tired, I have things to do, and luckily Far Away was short, and I didn't have to suffer through it, so